Hetep, peace and blessings. Firstly, I'd like to send out special greetings to the Spiritual Baptist community of Trinidad and Tobago on their celebrations today. The Spiritual Baptist is an organization with rich African history, and I wish you all a safe day today on your reflection, on your struggles throughout the history. Peace and blessings to you all. This week, I plan to continue where I left off on the subject of West African civilization. Last week, I spoke briefly on the Empire of Ghana and its achievements. This week, I plan to continue the series on the great Empire of Mali, which was a kingdom that rose from the Ghanaian Empire. The state of Mali was established by the Mandingo people, whose capital was Kangaba, located on the Niger River. The first great ruler of Mali was the King Sundiata Keita. He ascended the throne in the year 1230 AD. This monarch expanded the kingdom of Mali into an empire. Sundiata Keita had a vision and a mission to build a political organization that would guarantee peace and prosperity throughout his empire. Like the Ghanaian Empire, Sundiata Keita established control over the salt and gold deposits of the north and south respectively. He also encouraged a great program of agriculture expansion in which soldiers under his reign were converted into farmers. Various crops such as peanuts, cotton, grains, etc. were cultivated on a rich soil. The soldiers turned farmers were trained in raising poultry and cattle because the emperor believed that the foundation and strength of any great empire lies in the assurance of adequate food supply. Mali was the first great Muslim state in West Africa, unlike Ghana, whose rulers never embraced Islam but stayed faithful to their traditional African spiritual systems. Upon Sundiata Keita's death in 1255, he was succeeded on the throne by his son Wale Keita. Wale Keita was the first ruler of Mali to adopt the title Mansa, which meant emperor or sultan, and this title was transmitted to his successors. Unlike his father, Sundiata, Mansa Wali was not as great a great ruler during his reign. The Mali Empire was governed for many years by monarchs of mediocre stature. This was until 1307 when a great ruler ascended the throne. The ruler Mansa Musa I. There can be no mention of the great empire of Mali without mentioning its greatest ruler. Mansa Musa I was one of the greatest rulers on the African continent since the dynastic period of Kemet and Kush. To this day, Mansa Musa is regarded the wealthiest man that ever lived. In Mansa Musa's 25-year reign, he made the empire illustrious not only in Africa but in the Arab world as well as in Europe. Though a devout Muslim, he was not a fanatic. Mansa Musa had a genuine respect to his subjects who did not abandon their traditional religions for Islam, as in the case of the Wangara people of the south. Under Musa's rule, Mali embraced an area just about equal in size to that of Western Europe. Everything in Mali seemed to be abundant. The food supply was plentiful and was such a variety to assure a balanced diet for all. Large cotton crops were grown and ample supplies of cotton cloth were manufactured. There were also in the cities, towns and villages, blacksmiths, goldsmiths, coppersmiths, etc. However, the lifeblood of the empire, like its predecessor Ghana, was in trade. Mali controlled an important trade route across the Sahara Desert to Europe and the Middle East. In addition to to the salt mines in Tanghaza in the north and the gold mines in Wangara in the south, Mali tapped into another great source of wealth, the copper mines of Takeda in the east. It was believed that Mansa Musa regarded Takeda copper mines a great source of revenue for the empire. Foreign merchants who traded with the Malian Empire were amazed by the prosperity of the empire and the standard of living of its citizens. The Mali Empire, there was no such thing as poverty among the masses. People lived comfortable. People lived abundantly in the Malian Empire. In 1325, Mansa Musa army commander captured Gao, the capital of the Songhai kingdom. With Songhai under the domain of the Mali Empire meant an increase in wealth and population in the empire. Subsequent to the capturing of Gao, Timbuktu came under the domain of the Mali Empire. Under Mansa Musa, Timbuktu was enhanced, becoming an intellectual powerhouse and safe haven to scholars. Timbuktu had numerous judges, doctors, and clerics, all receiving good salaries from the emperor because he held a high value for knowledge. Doctors in Timbuktu during this period performed more advanced operations such as the removal of cataracts than any known in the Arab world and in Europe. Timbuktu became one of the most important cities of Mali as it was during the Empire of Ghana. Mansa Musa died in 1337 and with his death marked the decline of the Mali Empire. There was various emperors after Mansa Musa, but none of the same stature. The Mali Empire finally came to an end in 1610 with the death of the last Mansa, Mahmud IV. Like Mali, which rose as a political power from the declining Ghanaian Empire, the Kingdom of Songhai asserted its independence and forged towards becoming the next great West African empire. This, however, I will discuss in part 3 of the series. So stay tuned and subscribe to my page. Share this video with your friends and your family. Teach this history to your children. And please, I do encourage you to investigate, study, research more on the rich history of West Africa so we can bring new light to our people on the value West Africa brought to world civilization and the contribution that it made towards world civilization and the progress of our people. Peace and blessings.